Begin the show, guys.
Okay.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Joe from Black Male Talk coming at you to do this hot topic. This is a much desired topic. I feel like we need to talk about. I have two guests that are going to be coming in on the show. You already know the whole panel. We got Lady J, we got MOT, one of the head honchos of the Black Men's Congregation. And we also have a special guest from another one of my brother YouTube channels, Jesse Veal the third. So there's a question. We got another special guest who's going to be coming in later on. But I wanted to do this topic. I got a doggone wrapped up my cord. Is America failing because of Black people? This is something that we need to ask ourselves. We've already heard the statistics that we're the highest in murder and killing and making babies and abortion. And pretty much, if it's bad, if it's Black, it's bad. And like Michael Jackson said, who's bad? We bad. So I want to ask the people. You know, that was pretty good. That was pretty good on point. You got to admit that was pretty good. Jay, ladies first.
Yes, dear.
Are Black people setting back God's great country of America?
I thought church and state were separate. I didn't know it was God's country.
God bless America. So what do you mean?
Did God only bless America?
Yes, he does.
He didn't bless other countries?
No.
Oh, Lord.
Very picky. He's very, very picky.
I think everyone has their fair share of function.
But don't Black people do it better? Like mess up this country?
No. We don't have enough power to do it better.
Please. You think we don't have enough power?
We don't. Black people aren't in positions of power. Black people aren't the CEOs. Black people aren't in Senate. Black people aren't in the House. Black people aren't on the Supreme Court. We don't have that kind of power to fuck shit up where it counts, which is in the pockets.
Damn. Okay. Jesse, Mr. Veal, can you hear me, brother? Let me know where you're on mute.
What's going on, brother?
Nothing. I'm glad you can sit here on the panel of BMT. You know, I got to one day get over to your show, and I got to sit in for you. I got to get your link.
Absolutely.
So make sure I get that.
Thank you for having me, brother.
Brother, no time. Bro, we got to. I'm trying to get us to where all of us brothers, we start doing more collabs. We got Black Men's Congregation. We got Jesse. And I know you be having some hot, fiery topics for men. And the question that we need to ask is, are Black people the reason why America's failing?
Absolutely not. I mean, when you really look at it, Black people are the reason that America is actually succeeding. Because if you look at a lot of the key technological inventions throughout the history of America, Black people have disproportionately had an impact on that area. I mean, America wouldn't be as successful as it is today without Black people. And if you look at in terms of a lot of the tough jobs, whether you're talking about in the military, there was a unit, I think they were called the Harlem Hell Angels, which was like the most decorated military unit during World War II or World War I, one of those two major world wars. They were the most decorated unit within the military during that particular world war. So we've had way more positive impact on what America is today than negative impact, for sure.
I'm sorry, can you say, what was it called? The Harlem
Hell Angels.
Hellfighters?
Yeah.
Hellfighters? Okay.
Like either Hellfighters or Hell Angels.
I see Hellfighters, but Hell Angels, they come up with a goddamn gang.
Yeah, it was Hellfighters.
Okay. That's something that we like to do.
Put it on we just want to put it on the screen.
That's one thing that we definitely try to do on this panel, especially on our channel. We try to pull up stuff so that way when people give us information, we definitely want to be able to share it with the people, so that way they don't think we're just shooting things out our ass. They get to see for themselves. Like Jesse just told you, and the brother was on point. The 369th Infantry Regiment, United States. It's right here, Hellfighters.
And I never knew that until just now.
I never knew about them either. Shit, I've learned something new today. Hell yeah, best believe, get that Puerto Rican flag shit out of it.
And it's crazy being that I'm from the tri-state. Like, I've never heard about that shit. They don't talk about that.
Well, they don't ever talk about the shit that you never hear. Right. When you see Captain America and all that other shit, you never get to see. And let me pull up.
I mean, they talk about the Tuskegee, but also
look at them, brother. That's what I want to see.
They always talk about the Tuskegee They always talk about the Tuskegee Airmen, but they don't talk about them.
Nope, they were the 369 in action after being detached and second in the French, and they wore Adrian helmet while retaining the rest of the U.S. So they weren't even given the full U.S. uniform.
Of course not.
Right.
They never give us everything. They never give us all. They always give us gear. Y'all know the Tuskegee Airmen didn't even get the best equipment, and they still made that shit work.
Yep.
And got more kills in.
And I guess that's like, like Jesse was saying, it's like, and like I was even telling you earlier, Joe, it's like we always had to work twice as hard to get to the same playing field, and we always made it work, and we always exceeded.
I'm gonna definitely put this link in.
It's funny that you said that about the how they weren't given a full U.S. uniform and what have you, and they were with the French regiment. It was signed to the French army. They actually have one of probably the most decorated sniper in the army in modern history. Modern history, the brother, he's called the I can't remember his name, but it's a black sniper, like within the last 20 years in the military, and he had over 33 confirmed kills, over 30 confirmed kills in the Middle East, and he's like one of the most decorated snipers in the military. And they did a movie on him, but they ended up what they did with the movie. They changed the character, his character. They changed it to and used a white actor for his character.
Bullshit.
Why am I not surprised?
Bullshit.
You don't remember his name because they have a few notable names.
Take this shit off, goddamn history books. And honestly, this is why we try to encourage brothers, and we try to encourage not
to cut you off, brother, but I think if I'm not mistaken, his name is the Reaper, like his code name or his nickname or something like that.
Badass name.
It's something like that, but this is some.
How much damn?
I want to say look up the Reaper and see if that'll pull up. Reaper sniper. It's something menacing like that. I know for sure.
I wouldn't even want to fuck with a man named the Reaper. Like shit. Like goddamn. Like I said, I'm definitely gonna read this. You guys, again, if y'all see this, please look up this regiment right here, the 369th Infantry Regiment. I know the only time they ever showed a black military, usually when they showed, I've seen black military units or things about like coloreds. It was pretty much with Glory, which is a great movie. Please go watch Glory. They had an amazing star cast of men.
That was Denzel Washington's breakout.
Denzel Washington, Morgan Freeman.
For y'all youngin.
Yeah. That was Denzel. Denzel took them licks, boy. He didn't even goddamn scream.
Mm-hmm.
That was real. That was a man back then. Oh, I might watch me some Glory. Morgan Freeman. There was actually a lot of up and coming black actors before they got big. That movie right there, that historical movie, when they stormed Charleston, those black men, they knew that they were on a death march.
Yep. What's funny? That my parents made me watch that movie, and I was a kid. I must have been like 7, 8, 9. I don't know.
Good job.
And I was like, why are you making me watch this? But now looking back, I'm like, oh, it's funny, like when they make you do stuff when you're kids, you don't understand it, but then when you're an adult, it makes sense. And it's like, that was some important shit,
Mm-hmm. Now, MOT, you and I both served. We both traveled. We've seen our good share of the world. I would want to ask, is black people the reason why this country is being set back, why it's not great, why we are failing Obama, Michelle, Serena, Kaepernick, goddamn Rodney King, Jesse? Is it because of us, reason why America cannot live up to its greatness?
Well, I mean, it's America's problem that they never lived up to their greatness. You know, all you have to do is use a president's name like Andrew Trail of Tears Jackson, marching from, I don't know, the Georgia hills all the way to Oklahoma. And I'm not talking about a street across the damn city. It's just that it's impossible because we don't have that kind of, we just don't. And I suggested to the Reagans, because they're good, like, dude, get paid off their things. I mean, you know, you got several people out there. You got Jesse Lee Peterson, Brandon Tatum, you got Anthony Brian Logan. You can make a lot of money with your point of view. There's no need for doing this for free. I want to help you make America great again by yourself.
But I would ask you, why isn't? It's like whatever something negative happens, why is it that, do you feel like black people, we play the victim card, or is it like the shaming tactic, or that there's something that we shouldn't talk about? I want to throw that out there with the panel, and I want to ask y'all, are black people wrong to feel like, hey, you fucked us up? Or is it really something that we should get over? I just want to know. I want to know.
I mean, when you say get over it, I hate that term when they say get over it.
But we've heard. But to be fair, have we not heard that before?
Oh, absolutely. But you know, Ruby, the girl that was it Ruby Brown? That's her name. The one that integrated the public school.
Ruby Bridges.
Ruby Bridges. She's only 64. She's younger than my father. My father is from Alabama, and he's 70. So when they tell us to get over it, that's our parents, basically, some of us. That's our parents, or in some of our cases, our grandparents. So they act like we're talking about like the distant past. Like, no, we're literally talking about people that are still living, that lived through
Jim Crow.
That lived through Jim Crow.
Yeah, you know. My dad has pictures of him because my dad, you know what I'm saying, if you was in the South, you were connected to the church.
Right.
If you was in the South, you was connected to the church. That was our brand of government. And what would happen is that's how we pretty much got by. And one of the main things about it was there were different instances where, as to he would tell me how there would be church burnings, not just the Mississippi one. There were a lot of church burnings. There would be times where a man could come onto your property and shoot you, and you weren't allowed. They had to make rules to allow black people to come in the same courtroom. Now, y'all can say, Joe, you making this up. Go read. Y'all really need to go read your history, because if it wasn't real, then there would be no reason to have marched from the get-go to actually say, hey, we weren't treated fairly.
And then I think that...
Go ahead.
I think that was what was significant with Obama, you know, and I can say this just speaking on my father specifically, is that it meant a lot to him for Obama to be elected office, just because, you know, forget his politics and policies and everything. I'm not even getting that deep right now. It meant so much to him because, again, he grew up in Alabama. So for him, in his lifetime, to see a black man elected president was like almost the end all be all.
Yeah.
You know what? Honestly, he probably could have died the following day a happy man, regardless of what Obama did.
My mama cried.
Yeah,
My mama
so
cried.
did he. Yeah.
And
And
because
that's
my
the thing
mom,
that a lot of white people don't realize is like the significance of Obama for us. It's like, say what you will about him and his politics. That's why, I get on, especially, I get on black people when I'm not saying Obama was the end all be all for politics and the greatest president alive, but I think people fail to realize the significance of it.
I think Obama was good as a symbol, and
Yeah.
that's what I give Obama. And back to the question, like for me, it really bothers me when people say that we need to get over slavery and Jim Crow and all of these other attacks against the black race, because I mean no other race is asked to get over their hardships that they've experienced. No one goes to the Jews and say, well, you guys should forget the Holocaust. When you go down south, you know what I'm saying, those southern people are getting all upset when people are getting rid of those old Confederate statues. They're getting pissed off about statues.
Right. That is
So it's
absolutely
ridiculous.
hilarious to me. Right. It's like I don't understand why they're holding on to the losing team.
Exactly.
It's the thing about it, because like I live in South Carolina. And in South Carolina, we have housing developments called plantations. And you have old colonial plantation houses that are still cost thousands, millions of dollars. And I tell you right now, I will never live in one of those motherfuckers. I will never live in a plantation. I will never live in any of that shit. I don't give a fuck. Y'all say it's the past. Fuck you. You're not me. You're not. I'm Gullah. I am Geechee. I am 100% connected to this goddamn country more than some of you motherfuckers. And you don't tell a rape victim, well, you got raped. Get over it.
Well, actually, some of them do.
Well, see, then they're fucking pieces of shit. I find it to be very disingenuous, because when somebody wrongs you, you want some type of compensation. The Indians got land and no damn taxes. The Chinese got fucking banks. The Hispanics got Telemundo and goddamn other shit. And the white man and the white woman goddamn the country. What did the nigga get at the end of the day? His ass beat and said, hey, welcome to America. Like, holy fuck. Yeah, man, you've been here long just like us. What's your excuse? Like, I don't know, dude. Red line. Goddamn Housing Act. Goddamn poverty. Goddamn burning of every damn city that we built. You keep burning it down and keep it's like every time it's like imagine
not
yourself,
trying to get killed by the police. Like I mean,
it's like you ever built a castle by the ocean, and when the ocean comes and hits the castle, it gets knocked down and you got to rebuild that motherfucker. Now you spent all day building that castle. That shit after a while feels defeating. You get what I'm saying? And the thing about it was, I think what was the last straw for black people while we stopped really challenging the country or asking for stuff and demanding stuff, when they started killing off our people, our voice, the people that we put time and effort and finances and different movements into. Malcolm said this, when you start, a white woman said, Malcolm, I have money. I would like to give it to your movement. Malcolm X said, no, I don't want your money. Y'all remember, have you ever heard of that? When Malcolm X said, to the white woman, I don't want your money. Yep. He said, because if I take your money, it's no longer my movement. It becomes our movement. Then you're a part of it now. And this is why, nothing against y'all. Listen, I'm telling y'all, y'all can take it as you want. This is why I don't want white people part of Black Lives Matter. This is why I don't want white people part of NAACP. This is why I don't want white people part of, I don't want y'all to part of any of our shit that we do for any of our black coalition shit. This is why there's no white people part of goddamn BMT. It's not that we're racist. It's just that sometimes you gotta go at it alone with just your people. You got to go at it alone. If I'm wrong for saying what I'm saying, y'all can check me right now. But you get what I'm saying? It's like any other time. I hate it because when you have somebody say, well, we did this for you, or, we built this, or we gave you this. If I honestly had my options, I wouldn't be on fucking YouTube. I don't want to be on this motherfucker, really. If I could say, Jesse, let's me, you, and Jay and MOT build our own goddamn radio station that we don't have to fuck with YouTube, we would be off this motherfucker today. Y'all can take the bite. I'm just saying, that's me. If I didn't have to be on fucking YouTube and deal with every time I say something that somebody feels butthurt offended, I'll be like, fuck you. I'm turning this shit off today. I'm going to be on the radio station. I'm going to say whatever the fuck I want to say, and y'all can't say shit.
Right. You have, and I mean, that's what some people do. I mean, you have to have the capital, and that's where the whole money thing comes in. That's why I said at the beginning of the show that, a lot of us, we don't have the money to do stuff like that. And that's why we unfortunately have to rely on, white. So there's that aspect behind it too.
And I think,
go ahead, Jason.
I think what you were saying, like the issue with black people is that in a lot of our movements, we were never multi-dimensional. Like it was always a specific agenda that we focus on, whether it was politics, voting rights, civil rights, economics, et cetera, et cetera. We have to realize that the situation we have to focus on multiple things as opposed to just focusing on one. So like if you look at the situation that happened with Tulsa, Oklahoma, it's a situation that happened all around the U.S. where you had Black Wall Streets around the country during that same time period that were getting bombed.
Yeah,
you
that
understand?
wasn't the only one. You're right, Jesse.
If they had focused on economics and defense in terms of military warfare, that probably would not have happened.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's where the Black Panthers kind of came into play, and you see what happened with that.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people, like when you really study the Black Panthers, like when you really look at it, that was more of a political party. Like to be honest with you, like if you get a chance, go look at some of the
no, they
interviews.
Were. I know that. Actually, one of my very good friends, her father is a Black Panther. So
my dad's a Black. Okay. My dad's former Black Panther.
So I've gotten a lot of history of it. It's just that the reason they started shutting it, not only because of the political. I'm not disagreeing with you, by the way.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I'm just saying because they, it was like black men and guns.
Right.
But see, they didn't tell.
And what I was just saying was that the Black Panthers weren't really a paramilitary force in the sense that they weren't like for combat. They were about self-defense, but they weren't primarily for combat the way that other groups like the Deacons of Defense were, or other groups like the Black Guard was out up in on the East Coast, out in the Carolinas and stuff like that.
What was the first? You said, I'm sorry. What was the first one? You said Deacons of Defense?
The Deacons of Defense. These guys are based out in Louisiana, and they had several affiliate memberships that were created throughout the South. And when you really do your research
there was a
on
movie
those guys, that's about the original chapter. But when you go research about the different chapters around the country, you'll know that a lot of these Deacon of Defense chapters had the KKK on the run. And so it was things that were done politically to kind of negate those military groups that we had. That's why I say it has to be multi-dimensional, because even with the Black Panthers, once they went to that picture with the cordyceps, they went in ahead and changed the gun laws out in California. So,
well, and then just real quick about the Deacons for Defense. You can, if you want to add that in there too, Josiah. But it's basically J. Edgar Hoover, of all people, back in 1965, became interested in the group. his office sent a memo to its Louisiana field offices. Because of the potential for violence indicated, you are instructed to immediately initiate an investigation. And so, as was eventually exposed in the 1970s, the FBI established its COINTELPRO program.
Right.
So it's going
shit.
on about that. Yeah, this shit goes. The rabbit hole goes deep with this.
The rabbit hole goes deep for these goddamn motherfuckers. Goddamn, what shit? Black Delta Force.
I mean, they infiltrated all our organizations for the most part back in the day. I mean, even the Nation of Islam was infiltrated.
Right. This is them right here. This is them. I think the thing about it, and this is why I try to tell people, and it's on blackpast.org. I'm gonna go make sure I grab that later. The thing about it is, and this is why I try to tell people, first of all, ain't no Negroes a part of no goddamn NRA. I don't know why y'all keep saying that stupid shit.
Now wait. Let me correct you.
No, I'm gonna tell you. No, I'm gonna tell you right now. Hold on.
Go ahead.
Let me tell you first. Let me tell you first what my daddy told me, because my daddy and them, Martin Luther King wanted to be able to carry a firearm. Martin Luther King, that preacher boy, he wanted to be able to carry a firearm. They would not allow him to. So guess what? They wanted to join the NRA. But there were certain codes and laws that did not allow them. Not to say that black people back then did not join the NRA, didn't get a chance to join. But however, understand it was a fight. This is why you had different factions. Like I said, in the Carolinas, there were brothers that were defending their farms, their property, their women, and their children from any type of people, white, Hispanic, black. It doesn't matter. It didn't matter. Fuck who you were. They were fighting. So
I have a good story about that.
I'm just saying. That's why I'm proud of my background. We killed all our goddamn oppressors. We said fuck it. We're gonna get our land. So the thing about it is, after a while, if you can't beat them, again, if you notice, just like when we showed the goddamn 369 division, you employ them. You get them on your side. That's how it works. They can't. They saw the Negro League baseball. They had baseball for just whites. They didn't allow the Negroes to play, and when they did play, it got really dirty and really bad. They were throwing stuff at them. They were trying to hit them. They were trying to attack them. The first man, Jackie Robinson, they started allowing. They said, "Oh man, we can't do nothing to this man. No matter how many times we hit him," and they would hit him. They would punch him. The aunt would pretend like they didn't see nothing. My daddy would tell me was when he would come back home, Jackie would come back home, beat the fuck up, and he would go right back. So there were things, hardships that we fought our way up for. And when I'm sorry, whoever that is, put yourself on mute for real quick.
Oh, that's the phone ringing. It'll stop.
When I say we've earned our keep in this country, we deserve the right to get to talk our shit. It's like after you go through so much bullshit through college and you get your vacation hiatus, you're like, yo, I'm gonna fucking rock out. And that's why I feel like there's a lot of, because we didn't get the pot. It's like when you have a person who gets abused, and I'm not trying to make no excuse for nobody. I'm not. Now, no circumstance is Joe making any excuses. I'm not. We got to own up to our shit. But I'm saying that it's very disingenuous when you say that black people are the reason why this country is not succeeding, when I would honestly want to ask you, what part of this country at any point given time were we running shit? If you can give me that time period, tell me.
So I wanted to comment on the NRA thing. It's just a funny story that I heard. I heard today actually. Robert F. Williams talks about how they were going at it with the Klan, and where they got their weapons from was the NRA. So you're 100% right when you say that they didn't allow black people in the NRA back in those days. But what he said that he had to do was he had him and all of the members of the NAACP posed as white people. And so when they filled in their applications, because, back in the day, they'll just mail it in and stuff like that. and you would just kind of go back and forth like that. So he said what he did was like he would take occupation, like he might have a brother that was a cook in a restaurant, and he'll put like restaurant owner as the occupation, or they might have a brother that was like a brick mason, he'll put like construction business owner on the occupation of the job, and that's how they were able to actually get a lot of the weapons, the rifles and stuff got sent from the NRA that they were using to fight against the Ku Klux Klan out in that area, out in Monroe. So I don't know. I just thought that was a cool little story that I heard earlier today. And to answer your question, they did have times where we ran certain parts of the country, but it was never we never ran everything like as a majority, anything like that. But there was always little pockets of black cities that were black ran and stuff like that. Like even here in Louisiana, we had like a black lieutenant governor down here who was unfortunately, the rumor is that he was going to run for governor, and he was very popular even with the whites in Louisiana. And his opponent actually poisoned his ass to steal the governor's seat down here. But it was like a real popular lieutenant governor. And you also had like black senators in the Republican Party that had pretty powerful political power before the whites mobilized against them and Jim Crow started to come into effect. And this is like during Reconstruction and stuff. Like during Reconstruction, like black people really was on their A game. Like we improved education, we were involved in politics, we was building businesses, and unfortunately, a lot of the businesses, a lot of the business owners were killed. Ida B. Wells exposed that, how white men were accusing black business owners of rape, and they were getting these guys hung, and they were just moving in and taking their businesses. So a lot of our black business owners were getting killed during that time period off of false pretenses. And we also, of course, we had a lot of black ran cities, like the different black Wall Streets, around the country that were burned down out of jealousy from the white supremacists. You had a lot of jealous, poor white people that was like, okay, well, these black people are getting all this money, they're being successful, and we over here poor as hell, so we just gonna burn that shit down. Rosewood. You know what I'm saying?
Rosewood.
Yeah, Rosewood. Hayati, there's another city out called, I think it's called Hayati.
Yeah.
Out on the East Coast. All those cities, man. So yeah.
The thing about it, and we're gonna come up to now the 1900s in the 80s. We want to try to keep up the pace, and we want to stay in the past. But I know people want to say, well, that's the past, get over it. So okay, we'll come up now further.
So did you ever get in contact with the person that's supposed to be on the show? Because it does say with Andreas Fulcher, so you have that in the title. So I was just curious what happened with that.
Like, honestly, I sent him the link. He said it takes him 5 minutes to download Google Hangouts. I ain't never know Google Hangouts to take 5 minutes.
Okay. Well, no, I just wanted to put it out there to make
mind you, yeah. This was originally set up for him. It was originally set up for him. Like I said, but luckily things worked out where we got Jesse, and it's still going to be it's still a great show. But Jesse,
don't make him feel like the consolation prize.
Well, I mean, shit.
Nah.
It's still a good show, and the thing about it is, I never want to turn down good information, but I'm learning some. Good
I don't
shit
think
today.
it would have. Well, from what you told me about this Andreas person, I'm sure it would have gotten pretty heated anyway. So this would have been a good show. This is probably more informative.
The one thing I want to ask, because now I want to ask, I'm gonna start off, and I'm gonna ask y'all too, so y'all can go ahead and give y'all information on this. When blacks start saying that we're pretty much the most dangerous thing out here, we rape and kill, and we got Chicago. They always bring up Chicago, and You know, we're taking
Always
lives
blame
and
Chicago.
abortion, and we got abortions up the yayo, which I'm sorry, I'm gonna be for real. I find that hard to believe because we only are 15. We're only 15.2 at one time, and now we're down to 13.4. The black community, black U.S. black Americans. Now, I'm not including the Africans. I'm not including the Haitians. I'm not including the
People
Caribbeans.
that consider themselves Black Americans.
The black Americans.
To speak on the abortion part, there was an article I was actually reading a couple weeks ago. It was from the New York Times, so it's a reliable source. That was more or less, and then I'm not quoting verbatim because I can't remember off the top of my head, but it was more or less saying that the reason that Black women tend to have more abortions is, and they do tend to have more abortions, and the reason that is because less Black women are on birth control than white women, percentage-wise, of course. Percentage-wise. And I didn't know that, because, I'm a huge proponent of birth control and a woman's right to choose. So a lot of Black women, for whatever reason, didn't get into the reasons why, like I said, are not on birth control. So they get pregnant, they have abortions. And why do Black women have abortions? Because of money. Because they know that either A, dad isn't going to stick around, or they know they can't afford it, plethora of other reasons. The reason I'm bringing that up is because I see a lot of times on posts where, and it's 98% of the time Black men blame Black women in abortions for the downfall and the lessening of the Black women. So that's why I just wanted to add that in there.
I'm gonna give it towards Jesse.
So one thing people have to realize about the Black population in the U.S. is that our population is still rising. Throughout the history of the country, you've always had a thing of the white population importing a lot of immigrants from European countries to boost up their population. And that's a whole political thing so that they can maintain the majority in terms of voting power in the political realm. And you also have the same thing going on with the Hispanic population in the United States. Like if you look at the immigrants that come into the country, the legal and illegal immigrants that come in this country are predominantly Hispanic. And, I'm not sure if y'all familiar with Dr. Claude Anderson. He already broke down how, Hispanic is not really even it's not even a race. It's like a political tool that they use to kind of galvanize the political power between all of these, different Latino populations. Like when you look at, Mexicans and El Salvadorians and Brazilians and all these different Latino areas, like a lot of these Latino countries, people from these different countries don't even get along, but they realize that it would be beneficial for them to come together against not only the white population, but the Black population to be able to have a stronger political force. And that's how they created that term in the 50s and 60s through the Council of La Raza, which is one of the groups that advocate for Hispanic people. So yeah, the abortion is bad. It's bad, but it's still not. We still have a positive birth rate in pretty much every state within the U.S., whereas white people have a negative birth rate in about more than half the states in the U.S. They have a negative birth rate. So it's really the Hispanic population that has such a high birth rate that is pushing our percentage down in terms of our population. So I think he probably stepped away.
Oh, hold on. I'm sorry. My phone was on mute. Yeah, he did step away. How did he just leave me hanging like that? But you was going. I was going. No.
Okay, he's back. He's back in
that. That's me up. You're supposed to warn us that you were stepping away, Joe.
I thought y'all had great chemistry, and I was like, I don't want to
Well,
stop
no,
being.
he had stopped talking, and I was looking down, and he's like,
I was like,
Yeah, I
wait,
was.
nobody's talking. What happened? I was like,
No, man, but it's you know it even like you mentioned the different crimes like so there's a lot of crimes in the community that like I would probably say the worst crime that we commit even percentage wise and numbers wise would be homicide, right? But when you talk about homicides against women, black homicides from black males to black women, you know, any number is bad, right? But it's a very minuscule number. Like less than 4,000 women overall get killed yearly in the whole United States, and that's talking about African American women, white women, Hispanic women, all the women in the United States combined. It's like less than I want to say it's probably less than 3,000 really, and that's not a very big number when you're talking about the whole country, a population of 300 plus million.
now this is the thing about it, and I always get this that um I read comments and they say nobody treats black people worse than black people, and I'm not gonna try to sugarcoat it and say that I haven't had my share of disgruntled abuse from my own people. Hell, shit, some of us even know that. Hey, if you want, it's bad that in our mind we think that if you want a better lifestyle, you gotta leave the black community. And I feel like no other race has to think like that. Like, why is it that I have to have the mentality that the only way I can have success is to get away from my people? When I feel like, damn, do other people have to feel like that or feel like they need to get away?
You know what's funny, Joe, is the person that was supposed to come on your show, he just commented on that post.
Like I said,
He want to keep that shit on Facebook, but he doesn't want to speak face to face. So that just goes to show what kind of person you're dealing with.
you see, the thing about it, and that shit pisses me off. And that's why I said I give much respect. This is why it's hard for let me get this out. It's hard for people. Somebody's mic chopping or somebody picking up the air. It's hard for society to take black people serious when you stand up and you don't take other black people or respect other black people, but yet you don't respect black people, but you want everybody to respect you. This is a very big contradictory because the same time you will shit on your race, what do you think those people think about you? I mean, I'm not biting my tongue because the person who's supposed to be here, he stood me the fuck up. He stood me up. There's no way you can know how to work Facebook, but yet you don't know how to work no goddamn cell phone for Google Play. I feel like that's full of shit. And I'm messaging him right now, but also I'm seeing him message on Facebook. You see, this is why it's hard for black media, like brothers like Jesse and I, for us when we want to do things that are for black men, for the community. This is why it's hard because we don't even respect each other. But you see, the country, this is why they don't show us that respect because you'll get people who won't give us that respect among our own ranks. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the type of fuckery we be on. I mean, I'm trying to tell y'all, there's never gonna be a cold day in hell I'm ever gonna kiss anybody's ass. I don't give a fuck what color you are. I'm never gonna say you're superior to me. I'm never gonna say that I'm so thank God because y'all made this and y'all brought. I was like, get the fuck out of my face. I ain't gonna never say that shit. I ain't gonna never say that you was some God sent or some other kind of stupid shit. I don't never say that stuff. My cousin said something, and I asked a question. And I don't care because I could talk my shit about any religion. It's just my mouth, and I'm gonna talk it. My cousin said, "Where was God during slavery? And if God was a good God, why did He allow slavery? And if He's a just God, why doesn't He put white people in slavery?" That's going to cause some kind of stir. And I'm not saying that I hate white people or I got anything against them, but is that not a valid response? Y'all can tell me if I'm wrong for thinking like that.
No, not at all. And I think what it is a lot of people like to hide behind a keyboard, and you're giving him an opportunity and you're giving him a platform to come forward and discuss his views. Like, I was willing to hear him out. I don't know why, but I was willing to hear him out. I was willing to hear a different point of view, but you can't, it's like when you're posting something just on your page, you tend to get like-minded people because those are your friends and associates when you're posting something just on your page. When you come on something more like a platform like this, you might get opposing viewpoints, like what happened with the guy that came on the show last week. And if you're not prepared for that, you get shut down. Well, if you're spewing hatred and can't back it up, I mean, maybe that's what he was. Maybe he was afraid of me, Joe.
Jesse, do you feel like it's easier for black people to hate on us or the world to hate on black Americans versus it is what it is? Or how do you feel about that, brother?
I think that there's just a dysfunction within the community. I think of course it's easier to hate on other black people than it is to hate, like white people that actually did some really foul shit to you. I mean, your fellow black Americans never enslaved you. Your fellow black Americans never burned down your city. Your fellow black Americans never denied you the right to vote. But because they don't have any power, it's easier to point your finger at, soft targets than it is against targets that are organized, that have economic, political, and military power.
I would agree. Like I said, I'm mentioning the brother right now, and like I said, as I look at this, and I want to show y'all the thing, but I don't want to do nothing behind closed door. I don't want to do nothing. Do y'all want to see why I wanted to bring this brother on? Y'all want to see why I wanted to bring him on? I feel like
I'm curious.
Put the post up there. Yeah, you didn't see the post, so I just posted it in another group, and they're just like, "What the hell?"
So
he's black, right? He considers himself black.
Yes. Well, he is black.
No, I'm just saying, I said considers himself because some of them pass and they claim they not.
No.
Right.
This is him. And the thing about it is, it was the comment that, and this is the shit that gets me. Blacks are quick to deny the obvious when it comes to the looting during the floods or any kind of catastrophe. Mind you, I live in South Carolina. I live in the Carolinas. Ain't been no goddamn looting. We lack virtue. This stems from a spirit inherited as a bastard child. Most bastards don't care about right or wrong, no conscience, no morals, because there is no God. This got 90 responses of people just putting this on. And you see, this is why I find it hard for people to take us as black people serious. Can y'all see? I wanted to make sure I make it big.
Yeah.
This is why it's hard to get people to take us as black people serious, because I feel like when you make these type of remarks, you fuel fire. You fuel some type of stupidity out there in the country. You see, you're never going to see, I'm never going to see an Hispanic man get on there and say, Hispanic men are lazy and wetbacks. And you're never going to see no Hispanic person say that shit. You're never gonna see no Haitian talk about Haiti. You're never gonna see there. I can find no other race that talks more shit about their own better than the black man in the U.S. And you got people who are like, hey, they were attempting to help save the inventory for Christmas. Like, people make jokes about it and shit. You know what I'm saying? Give them my website and show them what a black man with no degree and the only one with 1 year experience can do today's America. I'm not giving no fucking website. If you ain't come on here, I ain't spreading shit. I want to spread this right here. Many are taught to stick to culture. And what is culture teaching them? Yeah. You see, when y'all get to these kind of echo chambers, I'm going to tell you right now, I ain't going to never be part of this shit. I'm telling you, I'm never going to be part of this shit. Y'all better start unfriending me. Y'all better start blocking me. But y'all say some damn reckless shit, I'm going to call your ass out, nigga. You can ask Jay what I don't put none of this stupid shit on no goddamn social media. You know why? You see, when you say stuff about these kind of things, as long as it ain't attacking a certain type of group, they'll leave you the fuck alone. But as long as you're talking shit about black people, oh, they fine with that. You talk about black women, shit will come down. You talk about the black community, they're forward. Until we respect as a people, treat each other like we have some sense. No one else is going to respect us. You sound crazy as hell. What type of inappropriate statement is that?
Now, I will say this, BMT. Say this. I do partially agree with his statement. Now, I don't know what happened in South Carolina, if there was any looting, and I don't agree with the generalization of the statement, but I do think there's an element within the black community that doesn't have, any morals or values and things of that nature because of what has happened from the early 70s into the late 90s with our community.
Jesse, I'm not absolving us of that. We know we got Pookies and Ray Rays. We know we got the Ishas. Right. We know we got the Sharkeishas. We aren't absolving our shit of that. We know that we talk about this shit. Hell, every weekend we do Ratchet Weekend. Do we not, Jay? Every weekend we do Ratchet Weekend where we pull up a video of some type of ratchetry that goes on in the black community. We do that. So I don't deny that. I'm for that. I get that. I'll call out a nigga in a heartbeat. I'll call out a black woman in a heartbeat. I'll call out myself if I'm fucking up in a heartbeat. I'm fine with that. But see, I'm never going to get on and shuck and jive and sambo for somebody else's amusement. Get the fuck out of here. I'm never going to do that. When you do shit like this, know that you give other people a voice. You give other people a voice to get to talk their shit about you. Because as soon as he started saying this, no offense, a lot of white people started jumping on here. I'm just saying, I call it like I see it. Y'all can't get mad at me, but you're looking at the fucking post for yourself. So you can't say I'm making this shit up, but go ahead, say something like, look at, and I'm gonna show you what I put. Okay, so that way y'all say that. Listen, he said, this is one guy says, not we, Andreas, please don't mimic the opposition and use group speak. Some folks have no virtue and some of them are black. I agree with him. This white dude right here, Daniel, whatever. Yes, there are many people that don't have virtue and many of them happen to be black. This is a white dude. I tell y'all, these little fucking incel, crazy little fuckers be just waiting for this shit. Like I said, when you start saying the shit, the freaks come out at night. Y'all remember that song? Yeah. You want to post some bull crap sugar one when mess like this, and what about the barbarism committed by white folks? When lynching black folk, raping women, 6-year-old girls, stealing people from Africa to work for free, police brutality. This girl goes in. You know what happened? people got in her. 50 replies about what she said. They all jumped on her.
Wow.
When I say you cannot make this stuff up. You cannot make this up. You have more people try to roast her because of what she said. You have more people try to get at her because she said something, and it's not like it was a myth. And this be the shit that I be talking about. So I put this, and like I said, I don't pull no punches, y'all. I don't. I try to keep it a buck 100. Because when you start playing these type of games, this comes out. And I was going to ask the brother, this is why I asked him, are black people...
You are literally too dumb to know that you're dumb.
I wanted to ask him, do you really believe that black people are the reason why this country is failing? His answer was yes. Black people are the reason why this country is failing. Original thinking helped me do millions of concrete paving without lifting a shovel or a hammer. Having a degree, I use credit cards wisely, leveraging them for perfect credit and quality and stretch. He joined the military. I know his story. He has no college degree. See, whenever there's that one good black person who makes it out and that he does some stuff, they tend to them like they'll say, "You remember? Hey, y'all got Michael Jordan." Okay, Michael Jordan made good investments. There's a black little girl back then in the 1940s who actually found an oil field, became the first black millionaire. You see, you don't hear about those names. She found an oil field. They don't ever talk about that. They're never going to. You know why? You know what I put? And this was me, Josiah Johnson. I hope y'all motherfuckers come to me. Please, I roast the motherfuckers. I roast y'all. I will roast. So when they were doing some, they got a pass on the coin. I put this up. Right. Mind me, it literally is a kid's song. Hang a nigga by the toe. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a nigga by the toe. If he hollers, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Do you know what they were doing when they were singing that song? They were cutting off your toes.
Right.
You know, one guy, you know what the white dude told me? What exactly is your point? You can't make this shit up. You can't. And I understand that, listen, I'm not saying white people are bad. I'm not saying all people like this. Let's not discuss that blacks killed more last year than all the lynchings in our nation's history. Stop posting these ancient photos to get some kind of pity. I'm going to tell y'all right now, there is nothing more poisonous to the community than someone who hates one's own self.
Agreed.
There is nothing more damaging to the community than I'm trying to tell y'all black men. When y'all start talking about black men, I want you to make sure you look in the mirror and know that what you say is 10,000 times coming right back at you. I'm not telling you who you can't fuck. So don't think that, oh, well, you're going to say something about we got to fuck. But like, I'm not telling y'all that. Jay already knows how I feel about that. You can go do whatever the fuck you want to go do. But when you start talking about you got the shit and you got everything together, like I said, I served. I done my time. I protected this goddamn country more than most of you motherfuckers. I even brought up the FBI statistics of this year. We don't do the most you can catch us with is gambling and homicide, like Jesse said. Other than that, nah, bro. We good.
Pedophilia, white folk. Rape, white folk.
Like we don't do those numbers, y'all. Listen, this is, and mind you, y'all gonna say, oh, it's 2630. Actually, it takes time to make they actually do it. They take time to actually get this the metrics together. But if you want to see the numbers, there you go. Murder and non-negligent manslaughter. Oh, we got it. We're just 800 more than them. Rape, that's not us. Robbery, we got that. Aggravated assault, holy shit, they got us. Burglary, they got us big time than that. As much as y'all say we like to rob Nike trucks, we ain't doing that kind of number. Larceny and theft, 575. Motor vehicle theft, that ain't us again. Arson, they like burning shit. Violent crime, what do you know? As much as y'all say we the most violent motherfuckers, we don't even do that number. Property crime, 738. Other assault, 556,000. See, do y'all not see the disingenuous numbers that get put on us? Y'all thought we were robbing Ferguson? Y'all thought we were doing Dallas? No, motherfucker. I'm gonna tell you right now. Whenever y'all see these goddamn riots going on, do y'all ever not see these motherfuckers come up in masks and shit and be wearing all these V for Vendetta shit? I'm just saying. Niggas don't go after no damn jewelry store. We're going for the goddamn Haji store that has the Dorito chips and the goddamn salt and vinegar packets and all the goddamn cigarette Lucy's. We going for that shit. We don't. They ain't thinking the big time shit. But goddamn Best Buy and Target, oh, that's out of our league. We'll take the 3 to 5 year sentence. Best Buy, when you steal that goddamn or anything over $100, oh, you best believe you're gonna be doing some time, baby. You're gonna do some time. But that potato chips, I'll take my chances with that shit. You gotta catch me and catch the evidence after I eat that motherfucker. I ain't saying that I'm about crime. I'm just saying fraud and all that other shit. We don't.
You gotta eat the chip. Wait. You gotta eat the chips from the bodega first, though, before you go and fight crime. Is that what you're saying?
Yep. I got to stop at the bodega and take that shit out first. And then, you know the crazy thing about it that they didn't want to tell about Ferguson, Missouri, the black people were actually defending the goddamn convenience stores. See, I didn't. You probably saw 1 or 2 videos where black people were going in and taking out stuff out of a store, but you didn't see the actual videos of there were black people actually protecting their stores and their communities with the Arabs. You see, those are the videos you don't see. Those are the videos. I'm not going to say we don't got that kind of shit going on. I'm not going to say whenever you hear about weapon carrying, possessioning, you would think that all the thugs would be having the most, but really we don't really got it like that. I'm saying sex offenses except rape and prostitution. We only make 9,000, 28,000. Drug abuse violations, 881,000. Gambling. We got the education. Mind you, they give us the education lottery. That's in every goddamn southern place. All in every goddamn hood is the education lottery. I don't know why the fuck they keep bringing that to us. Offense against the family and children. Raggy? Driving under the influence. Again, y'all keep saying we be doing these goddamn numbers, but we really don't hit these numbers like they say. I'm gonna ask Jay. Why is it, Jay, that we always get the top tier shit? We somehow are just doing these numbers. And I'm glad Jesse's here, so that way, brother, you get to see for yourself. Why is it that we get the best numbers? That we're told that we're the most violent and dangerous people in the U.S. I mean, I'm just asking.
How the media portrays. That's because that's how the media portrays us.
I'm just saying. You see that doggone Haji kid. And I didn't mean to be rude, but shout out to anti-gravity. Y'all will say the kid who built a goddamn clock out of a potato and scraps of a broken clock, he could have possibly been a terrorist. But you didn't say shit about little Timmy when doggone he shot up the school. How many stories do you hear of black kids shooting up schools? Since our bastard children are so destructive and violent. I'll wait. I'm not trying to paint no picture, but make sure you keep this shit $100 when you want to call who is the real threat to this country. I mean, Jesse, are we overshooting this shit right here when they say that? Oh wait, well, black men we be going and beating on our women and killing our babies.
I mean, it's bullshit, brother. I mean, when you look at the statistics, they don't add up. I mean, there's a couple professors that I have on my friends list, and I've been kind of looking at their work. It's a brother named Professor T. Hassan Johnson,
Mm-hmm.
and another brother named Dr. Tommy J. Curry, and they deal with a lot of sociology, black male studies, and a lot of times they'll post up a lot of statistics showing that, like in the black community, the IPV and the IPH levels are at a 1-to-1 ratio within a black community, meaning black men um, are perpetrators of violence against black women at the same rate that black women are perpetrators of violence against black men. And it's the same situation with interpersonal homicide between couples. So it's never been a situation where black men were predominantly being perpetrators against black women in the black community like it is in the white community. So, my conclusion is that it's just pretty much a smear campaign that's been going on for, I want to say, roughly 40 to 60 years to kind of paint black men as some type of boogeyman and to try to make us seem to try to strip us of our humanity in the eyes of not only white people, but in the eyes of our women and other races of people all around the world.
I agree 120% what you're saying. We built schools, we built colleges, we've done a lot of things for this country. Anything a black man or a woman that we get on, that we do now, it becomes trending and it's hot and everybody wants to do. You can say that we're making this up, but actually, if you want to look at the number one music genre in the world, it's rap. It's rap music. It's not rock. People spend more money on rap music. Hell, you got country trying to do doggone rap now. When it comes to doggone culture, and I know I'm not one to say black culture because it's kind of hard to say because black culture is very interesting. But when it comes to a certain way about how we are with our hair, how we are about our skin complexion, about our gestures and the way we walk and talk and carry ourselves, there's a sense of pride in that. There's a reason why you get a man or a father around his daughter, he will guard her like a pit bull. He will guard her like a pit bull. He will kill. Actually, there was a brother, I believe, that the man was following and stalking his daughter and also her friend. And when he kept calling the police and telling them, hey, there's this guy, I'm not sure, Jay, you have the story, but I'm just going to tell it. He killed the man. He said, fuck it. Y'all ain't going to stop this guy from keep on harassing my daughter. Bing, bang, 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 bang. I would have done the same shit. Y'all can judge me for your one. I don't give a fuck. But that's my job as a man. You come at my kids, I'm going to kill you. I do not give a shit. Hell, y'all got that doggone movie, Mississippi Burning, with the man who had his daughter raped.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And beat. Samuel Jackson played her. Beautiful movie. Best part I seen was he ran up in that courthouse and sprayed them pieces of ungodly shit down. See, that was the thing about that was one of the things that y'all understood, that society understood. If we could break up the black family, we got them. Because the black family unit, and I mind you, most of our TV shows in the 90s were all what? Family based. Sanford and Son. Only reason why you didn't see the mama, which one person said, well, where's the mama? She was dead. She died. But the dad loves his son. So they had a shop. They had their own business, technically. Family Matters. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. The Jeffersons. Living Single. I think one of the girls got married. The other girl moved in. I think that they were showing. I think the last person was Queen Latifah in the house. She was the last one that was in the house, and that was the end of the season finale. Other than that, all the girls got into relationships, and that was the reason why they all lived together. You see, we had strong.
I'm trying to think that that's going to be me. I'm going to be like the Queen Latifah character, and everybody else I know is going to be off in relationships. It's already starting to happen to me now. Like all of my little, they've flown off out of the nest and into relationships, and here I am.
I feel like now, if you want for now, social media, only way you can make money is by showing black people in a negative light. I'm dead ass sure. Like Jersey Shores don't really be doing no numbers like no fucking Black Ink.
Whoa. Yes, they did. Not installment of Jersey Shore because they're married and boring now. But when Jersey Shore first came out, they was doing numbers.
But they ain't doing numbers like Black Ink Crew now. How many seasons did Jersey?
I would say maybe more like Love and Hip Hop. Maybe not Black Ink Crew, but more like Love and Hip Hop.
I'm about to say, but Black Ink Crew, those motherfuckers got goddamn. Yeah. Now they got a second Chicago.
But it's just like, yes, you know what? There's about 7 or 8 Real Housewives series on.
And that's who started that? Shawnee.
No.
Well, no. Basketball Wives.
That was Basketball Wives. The Real Housewives. Guess the out of all the franchises of the Real Housewives, guess which one is the highest rated?
Atlanta.
The one in Atlanta. Yes. All little, even though there'd be drama and bullshit on the other ones, the one in Atlanta is the highest rated one.
I mean, that makes sense because statistically, statistically, black people, watch the most amount of television than any other demographic, and black women lead on even over black men, with all our Sunday football shenanigans. But it's
because like we've alwad been seen as entertainment, like even way back in the day. Like I remember the first history lesson, like when I was talking about Glory, about oh my God, this phone is ringing like crazy. Like the first kind of history lesson I learned about like minstrel show type stuff was the Josephine Baker movie. And basically she was American. I mean, for those of you that don't know, she was an American dancer. She wanted a dancer, not and she was a performer and stuff like that. And she couldn't do anything more than minstrel type shows here in the States. So she went to Paris and became like, we love Josephine. But here she had to, you know what I mean? She was like the biggest artist out at that time for that, for that thing, whatever, she was the biggest artist and she still had to come and eat and come through the she had to go in the back with the help. So wow. Is it that we've always been here to entertain them, so to speak?
I mean, absolutely. Even the whole concept of the clown came from white entertainers making fun of black people. Yeah. I think it was Hidden Colors 4 that they broke that down. About the clown and how mimicking black people was a form of entertainment for whites back in the day. They would put the makeup on and the black face and dance and try to talk or imitate black people's talking and stuff like that. Now this is something I learned recently that pissed me the hell off. Right. And I didn't know this. I don't know where I found this out, but when I looked it up after somebody told me this, it ended up being true. So Sojourner Truth, Ain't I a Woman speech, the most popular version of the speech is actually not how she presented the actual speech. Like what they did was they went ahead and I guess translated into like a slave Southern dialect when Sojourner Truth didn't actually talk like that at all because her first language was actually Dutch and she was actually a lot more articulate. And that shit pissed me off. Like they found out back in those days that it would be more entertaining for the white people to write the damn speech into some, Southern drawl type stuff, some slave that's not really educated because she was literate. Sojourner Truth was actually literate.
Wow.
Did y'all hear about that?
Well, then her slave owners taught her to read and write.
Right. Cause she was bilingual too. She could speak English and Dutch.
Yeah, she had some good white people. They taught her, and I guess some of the other white people on the plantation. Her slave owners taught her and some other of the slaves on the plantation to read and write, and basically schooled them like they would have done to anyone. They gave them this. I don't know if it was considered the same, but it was fairly kind of equal to what they would have given other kids, or people.
I think one of the things I wanted to point out, and I wanted to say, Black people, we can't be doing colorism. That is one of the most disgusting, weaponized things that we do to each other that has been done to us for long. No other people do colorism better than we do. It was taught to our women because they were told that, hey, straighten your hair because when you're in the house, there are certain kind of things you want to have your hair straightened. You want to have the big butt thing, which naturally our women already had. They had the big butt, the big bosoms. They had that shit. Wow. And as you watch it now, I tell this to people, like, I don't feel inadequate where I feel like I need to compete with any race. I don't. That's just me. I speak for myself. Y'all do y'all. I am comfortable as I am as a black man where I don't feel the need. I feel like whatever is put before me, I can exceed that in my own best interest. Whatever is put before Jay, I feel like she's more than capable. I feel like whatever Jesse has, as long as he's been talking to me, he's more than adequate enough. There is no need for us to try to keep on trying. Listen, we did good for ourselves back then when people stopped giving a fuck about us and we were just worried. Only thing that we gave a fuck about was just us.
Just a quick question. I'm sorry, I wasn't even looking at the comments. Jesse, were you on the show before?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Anti-gravity. No. Okay. No. Anti-gravity said, were you the guy that was on the show earlier? So
no. That's City.
Oh, no.
City. No.
Jesse is a very nice person. He is not.
Yeah. No. So you must have had Sarah Sunsetti on, huh?
No. Throughout our times, we have had interesting people. Not to say, I want to be fair, and people are going to think, you know what, Joe? Listen,
that's why
our panel is full of. Our panel is very diverse. I am a black Republican conservative. Let that sink in. Jay is an independent black feminist.
And apparently, my baby daddy, who was watching, my ex-husband, he said he's a noir NRA card holder.
Right. doggone, exactly. MOT is a doggone. He's a liberal. He's a liberal. You know what I'm saying? Mobu is a Democrat. There is no such thing as an echo chamber in this motherfucker. I can tell you right now. There is none. The one thing that we all do agree on is the improvement of the black community. That's one thing that we do agree on. That we want to see our people do better. We're not down with the fuckery. We're not down for the Pookies and Ray Ways. We're not down to make excuses for why stupid shit happened. Jay called it out when that black woman and that Asian dude punched her in the face. Jay said, "Oh no, she hit him first. He hit him." I'm not gonna lie. I tell women, you don't want to get hit by no man. Keep your hands to yourself.
That doesn't mean that men just aren't abusive, but
yeah, we're not saying that men aren't abusive.
Condoning abuse.
We're not condoning abuse. Lord knows we can't take any more of those goddamn lawsuits or shit coming at us. But what we're saying is, don't provoke. Don't hit the beehive. You won't. If you feel like it's going to sting you, I would even try to confront. You know. We're about to wrap this up. Jesse, you know we got to come over to your show. What's your channel so that way I can grab and put it in the link? Because you know we got to chop it up some more, brother. I got to do you. I
know this show went way longer than it was supposed to.
Yeah, man. I was like,
with the person that wasn't even on
it. Probably is. So tell us about your channel, brother.
Okay, man. I appreciate you for having me on, first of all. It was a pleasure to chop it up with you, brother, as well as you, sister. My channel right now is Jesseville the Third. So you could type in Jesseville 3 and it'll come up. And I have the Jesseville show.
You guys?
Yeah. Channels? No. It's so I'm uploading my Jesseville show on that channel. So if you search Jesseville show, that same channel will pop up with the videos for the Jesseville show. And so I'm, a lot of topics I talk about deals with, life events that's going on, masculinity, black manhood, and a lot of black male-female relations that's going on within the community. And I'm actually getting ready to get into, because I'm a marketing consultant. I do a lot of digital marketing, and so I want to get off into some things with helping like a lot of black businesses with their marketing and bringing in more black entrepreneurs. I think we definitely need that.
I would ask anybody.
Where are you located, Justin?
I'm based out in New Orleans, Louisiana.
Okay.
I would ask anybody and everybody, if you can, that comes to our channel, please subscribe to Jesseville channel. Help the brother out, man. I want us to get him to at least about 70 subscribers. We're going to support him every chance that we get. We're going to make sure that we can try to uplift this brother so that way he can be successful. We're going to definitely do more collabs with him because we feel like if we want to succeed, we got to help each other pull out each other out this ditch. If I know he's trying to get out the ditch and I'm trying to get out the ditch, listen, man, I plant my feet in the ground and he plants his feet in the ground, and as I start to pull myself out, he can grab me and say, "Hey, I'm a little bit higher than you. I'm gonna pull you up," and we can do that. But we're both fighting our way out the ditch. I'm all for that. I didn't think that he would come, but when he heard the topic, he said, "Hey, I want in on this," and I'm not gonna ever tell a brother or a sister who want in, "Hey, nah." I told y'all that's not how I do it on BMT. We allow a lot of people to come on that we want to chop it up with and that we want to see them succeed because we got enough doggone outer interference that keeps us inhibited from success. So guys, please subscribe to Jesseville's channel. I'm grabbing the link. I'm putting it in the chat, and also I'm going to put it in the descriptions. I would like for you all to subscribe to him. We are definitely going to get this brother back on because, you know what I'm saying, he's come through in the clutch, and he's done a lot. He's done wonders for us. Again, brothers, if you do support, we need to start supporting each other. You can't ask other people to give you reparations and to help you if you ain't willing to get in there and support yourself first and support those who are trying to do something.
And just real quick, Jesse, you said you do digital marketing. You're based out of New Orleans, so do you build websites or do you market those websites? What do you do?
So the core service that we offer is digital marketing, digital advertising. So we do a lot of social media marketing, email marketing, social media advertising like Facebook ads, Instagram ads, and things of that nature. But we do offer website design as one of our services as well.
Okay. No, I was just, trying to sell yourself a little bit.
Like I said, I would definitely want to have a day where Jesse comes on and he tells us about his job and tells us about it and how we can seek out a brother like him that can help us.
Actually, all joking aside, Jesse and Demont actually probably need to be on the same show because Demont does something similar.
Well, shit, then we need to grab these goddamn brothers. Like, shit.
Yeah.
I'm like,
hey, let's make it happen.
Fuck, keep outsourcing other people.
Right, exactly. He does web design and something similar, and similar to Jesse, but his main is web design. That's why I was asking specifically what you did.
Okay.
But yeah, he's based out of Connecticut though, so it's always good to have, like I said, black men, doing the thing.
Like I said, what I tell a lot of you brothers, like, listen, man. If anybody is going to save us, it's going to have to be us. Ain't nobody saved the Israel. Ain't nobody saved the Hebrews. It was the Hebrews. Ain't nobody saved. Well, never mind. Can't say the Jews, but it's the Jews. I guess we all saved them. But
aren't they still getting reparations?
Yeah, they're still getting paid. Oh fuck. Well, goddamn, y'all know what the fuck I mean. If anybody gonna save us, it's going to be us. Now, I'm gonna one day do a story. I'm gonna do a show called "The Mexicans Learn the Black Man's Game Plan." Y'all gonna freak out when I do that one. I done been watching Tito and Martinez and Maria for a while. I've been watching them, how they've been playing us. They learn from us. I know y'all all say we from Africa, but shit, we all didn't get on. I got off at one bus stop. They got off at the other bus stop. But now they understand, shit, y'all got a good setup, but y'all ain't know how to work your own damn setup. It's like you have a VCR, but you don't know how to fully work it, so you throw it away, and they get it, and they fix it, and they make it better. Like, that's pretty much what happened. But we're going to do that talk. We're going to do that talk. Yeah, we got to go. But all right, guys, we thank y'all for joining us. Support the video. Share the video. Like the video. Go to Jesse's page. I'm gonna put the page up. I'm gonna put up the channel again, and I want you guys to pretty much check him out, check out his material, subscribe to him. Even if you don't watch his videos, subscribe to the brother. At least, damn it, subscribe to go along.
He done hung up on us and shit.
I know, but we definitely do that.
I know he's probably like, okay, y'all going on and on and on.
Shit, I'm like a black deacon. I gotta keep going. All right, guys. We'll see you guys later. Peace.